Okay, so your third method to solve quadratics is by factoring. You learned how to factor in last unit. There's just one more step now when you are solving for the zeros after factoring. The zero product property tells you if A times B equals 0, then A, all the stuff in parentheses, will equal 0, and all the stuff in B's parentheses is going to equal 0. So what that means is, let's try a couple of examples and it'll make sense. Some equations will already be in factored form. F of x equals A times x plus P, x plus Q, which we talked about when we were talking about standard and vertex forms. There was a third form called factored form, and that's what it would look like. So, solve each equation by factoring. By using the zero product rule, I set k plus 1 equal to 0, and I set k minus 5 equal to 0, and I solve both equations for k. You don't need the parentheses when you start solving. So subtract 1, k equals negative 1, add 5, k equals 5. So our x-intercepts will be negative 1, 5. We would do the same for 2. I would set a plus 1 equal to 0, and I would set my other factor equal to 0. Subtract 1, subtract 2, a equals negative 1, and a equals negative 2. For example, 3 and 4, it's okay that there's values in front of your k. You're still going to set both factors equal to 0. The second one's easier to do. You just subtract the 1. K equals negative 1. The first one, you're just going to use your prior knowledge. Subtract 5. 4k equals negative 5. Divide by 4. Divide by 4. Your other x-intercept is negative 5/4. So those are your two x-intercepts. You would do the same thing for the last one. Subtract 3. 2m equals negative 3. Divide by 2. M equals negative 3 all over 2. And your other x-intercept, or your other 0, is negative 3/4. Alright, sometimes they're not already going to be in factored form for you. You can solve by factoring, and this is just another method to use while factoring. Your steps will always be to set each equation equal to 0. If you notice, every single one up here was equal to 0. If it's not equal to 0, you just move everything to one side of the equal sign. So make sure you try to keep your a positive. So we set it equal to 0, which it already is, and then we factor. So if we rewrite it here without the 0, just to go back to our factoring practices, I'm going to divide both sides by 2. 2 times x squared minus 3x minus 4. I can factor this guy further. A times c is 1 times negative 4, which is negative 4. So two factors that multiply to negative 4 but add to negative 3 are negative 4 and 1. So then I am going to do my factoring. X squared minus 4x plus 1x minus 4. Take an x out of that. Take a 1 out of that. Leaving x plus 1, x minus 4, and that 2 in front is going to equal 0. You're going to set every factor equal to 0. 2 equals 0, x plus 1 equals 0, and x minus 4 equal to 0. That 2 equals 0 doesn't matter, it's not a true statement. So then I just keep going. Subtract 1, x equals negative 1, that's one of my x-intercepts, plus 4, x equals 4, and that's my other intercept. Alright, so we're going to turn the page and we're going to try a couple more. First one, your equation is set equal to 0, so that's beautiful. And then I am going to start solving. So a times c is 1 times negative 40, which gives me negative 40. Two factors that multiply to negative 40 but add to negative 18 are negative 20 and 2. So now I'm going to factor this. So negative 20x plus 2x minus 40 equals 0. Group x minus 20 plus 2, x minus 20. I don't need that equals 0 right now. X plus 2 x minus 20. Now that it's factored, I'm going to incorporate that 0 again. Set both factors equal to 0. Subtract 2, so x equals negative 2. And add 20. X equals, oops, I already have it, 20 there. Alright, let's look at number 2 together. I would factor this by taking the greatest common factor out first, which is 3x, leaving 2x minus 1 inside my parentheses. I need to set both factors equal to 0. So 3x equals 0, and 2x minus 1 equals 0. 3 times what number gets me 0? Or divide both sides by 3. X equals 0. Add 1. 2x equals 1. Divide by 2, x equals 1/2. Then those are my two factors. You cannot forget about that 3x in the front. That also has to equal 0. Alright, try 3, 4, 5, and 6 by yourselves. There will be an answer key. I am going to jump to a couple on the next side. Let's start with 8. Do you notice how it does not equal 0? There's a 3 there. I need it to equal 0. So it's easy. I just subtract the 3 to the other side. Its like term is 7. So now it's 2x squared plus 9x plus 4 equals 0. And then I just factor from there. So 2 times 4 is 8. Factors of 8 that equal 9 is 8 and 1. Rewrite it as 8x plus 1x plus 4 equals, don't need the equal 0 yet. 2x, x plus 4, 1, x plus 4, 2x plus 1, x plus 4. Now that it's factored, I bring that 0 back in, and I just do 2x plus 1 equals 0, x plus 4 equals 0. Subtract 1, 2x equals negative 1, x equals negative 1/2. Subtract 4, x equals negative 4. So those are my two x-intercepts. This is a difference of squares problem. Equals 0, beautiful. X plus 3, x minus 3 is how you factor that difference of squares. So x plus 3 equals 0, x minus 3 equals 0, x equals negative 3, and x equals 3. Okay, the other ones you should be okay doing by yourself. Check the answer key. If you have any questions, just send me an email, or we're going to chat on Google Meets. Have a great night.